Whenever people think of marketing, they usually think of the last advertisement they saw on television or the telemarketer that calls them right in the middle of dinner time. While these things tell something about how marketing works, they're only a very small part of marketing. At its core, marketing aims at matching the strengths of suppliers with the needs of consumers. This job requires what we refer to as marketing planning. Any organization that aims to succeed needs to figure out what its strengths are and understand the needs of consumers. This understanding is the starting point for optimally responding to those needs. Let's have a look at an analogy. Say you're going on a hike. First, you need to locate where you are. That means looking at the map to pinpoint your location. An organization doing marketing planning also needs to know where it stands, so it can determine how to get to its destination, how to achieve its organizational mission. To understand where an organization stands, it must know what it's good at, and it needs to get to the bottom of what consumers want. Figuring out what consumers want involves market research. There are many ways to figure out what consumers want. We can interview consumers, we can survey them, observe them, analyze their current consumption patterns, or conduct experiments. To determine the organization's strengths, a simple approach called SWOT analysis can be used. The four letters S, W, O, and T guide the organization through identifying strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. The S in SWOT stands for strengths. Strengths are internal to the organization, something the organization is really good at. Areas where the organization is outperforming the competition. The W stands for weaknesses. Weaknesses are also internal to the organization. They are aspects the organization is not particularly good at. Areas where competitors do a better job. The O stands for opportunities. Opportunities are external to the organization, but they could be invaluable because they offer business opportunities. New technologies, for example, may present new opportunities. Lastly, the T stands for threats. Threats are also external and could potentially harm the organization. For example, new regulations could negatively affect what can be sold. Once the organization knows exactly where it stands, it can decide where it wants to go. If you're hiking, this means that you need to decide which mountain to climb and which mountain peak you want to plant your flag in. In the case of an organization, it is important to decide which consumers to serve. This is called market segmentation. Using insights from market research, the organization can identify which group of consumers, called the target segment, wants what the organization is particularly good at offering. Market segmentation aims at finding the perfect match between the needs and desires of a target segment and the offer the organization can deliver better than its competitors. Deciding how an organization wants to be perceived by consumers in the target segment is called positioning. Positioning presents the organization in a way that is appealing to the target segment. Decisions about market segmentation and positioning cannot be made without understanding competition. Ideally, an organization should target a segment that is not served by the competition. Ideally, the organization would present itself in a way that differentiates it from its rivals. Doing this well will lead to competitive advantage down the track. The process of establishing where an organization is and where it wants to go is called strategic marketing. You know where you stand, and you know where you want to go. All you need to do now is make it happen. Pack your bag, put on good hiking shoes, and go. For an organization, this is the point where it needs to develop a product, set a price, decide which distribution channels to use, and figure out how to best promote and advertise the product. These so-called 4 Ps are all based on the strategic marketing decisions made earlier. Much like choosing the backpack you need for a hike, how much food to pack, and which hiking shoes to wear depends on the mountain you want to scale. An organization needs to develop a product for its target segment, set a price the target segment is willing to pay, sell the product through distribution channels used by the target segment, and find creative ways to catch consumers' attention through media used by the target segment. The organizational process of getting organized to achieve the mission set out in the strategic plan is called tactical marketing. This is where the TV ads and the telemarketers come in, at the very end of a very long marketing planning process. So, in summary, a marketing plan consists of two distinctly different components: a strategic marketing plan and a tactical marketing plan. The strategic marketing plan outlines the longer-term direction of an organization, but it does not provide much guidance on the marketing action required to move in this direction. An organization's strategic marketing plan can be good or bad. The tactical marketing plan does the exact opposite. It translates the long-term strategic plan into detailed instructions for short-term action. An organization's tactical marketing plan can also be good or bad. If both strategy and tactics are good, the organization is in a great place. If strategy is bad and tactics are bad, the organization is in trouble. It will not survive in the long run. But now it gets a little bit less predictable. If strategy is good and tactics are bad, the organization is not doing well, but it is surviving. Why? Because the organization is moving in the right direction, climbing the right mountain, but it's moving slowly because of the bad tactics. Nevertheless, it is moving in the right direction. If strategy is bad and tactics are good, the organization dies really quickly. Why? Because in this case, the organization is running very quickly in the wrong direction. A mad race to the bottom. Good hiking gear, wrong mountain. So here is what we need to remember. Strategic marketing is the foundation, the most basic building block of marketing planning. Tactical marketing supports strategic marketing, but it can never compensate for it. An organization must understand what it's good at and which consumer needs it can best satisfy. Only then can it move on to developing a product, setting a price, selling, and advertising.